everything installed, which is nice too. I don't have a
Yeah,
disk.
that's cool.
I can do it. I like being independent as far as that goes. So that really working good.
It's nice that they have those options in there
Oh
like that,
yeah,
man. It's about
it's
time.
it's excellent. I'm so anxious to try this Windows 8 install. Like, it's really good. And I guess the screen that comes with Windows 8 is supposed to be kind of improved for. So that's going to be good for me too, because I'm always carrying stuff on memory. Because I have every computer I have to go to, and that Windows narrator is terrible. I mean, you can't do
Mm.
any, you can hardly do anything with it. I mean, I can get to the desktop, maybe go to the control panel and do a couple of things. There's a portable distributor I use that runs off a stick, so it's nice too. It's called NVDA, non-visual desktop, which is nice. But I mean, it's going to be nice if it's built right into Windows and it actually works. It's semi-usable. I mean, it's going to be great. So I can walk up to anybody's computer without any weird policies. Because I've had a couple computers that, if they're really infected, I can't even run even with unless I change the X to COM. There's a red tweak that lets you run executables as COM files, or you can rename exe to a COM, and sometimes it'll run. But if something's really infected, I mean, I can't even start messing with it until I get that infection cleared up. I mean, that's one of the limitations as far as being a blind computer tech. I mean, that's you got to get that infection cleared up. Or I sometimes I end up having to do reinstalls. Sometimes I mean I try not to, but I mean sometimes I have to because I don't have any other option as far as getting the system in a usable state. That I can use it in. But I always back up I always get the hard drive out and back up the data. So that's
Hmm.
yeah. And I have, like I told you, I have the silent Windows installation disk, so I can let that go for, and do something else. And that, so everyone's usually happy with a new install. I've never heard anybody really come to me, oh, my computer, it's usually if I have to. They're always like, oh, I didn't know it could run this fast.
Yeah, sometimes I think maybe we try too hard just to avoid doing that. I guess
Yep.
because I think people, yeah, they miss their computer running like that, brand new, fresh too. Sometimes I think, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah, I think some people, oh, what, you know, they don't think it's as good, or they think something, oh, it's too fast. I heard one guy did tell me though, oh, I think it's too fast now. Can you slow it down? I'm like, really? Slow it down?
Wow.
What do you want me to do? Take your processor out and give you like a lower grade processor? How do you want me to do?
Yeah, I
How do
could
you,
steal half your RAM if you want. I
right?
could,
Maybe I
yeah.
can do that, or maybe I can I don't know, I can install like some bunch of some install something in the bootloader that maybe you can wait like a minute or 2 minutes, maybe. Inject something into the bootloader for you.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
But
it's too fast, too fast.
something I always used to do. You don't see it so much anymore, but people with ball mice and they'd be all gummed up and hard to move. That's just a
Like,
pet peeve of mine.
yeah.
So, and that gives the illusion of your computer all of a sudden being faster because your mouse doesn't jitter.
Oh, yeah.
And it's actually just a physical problem that's making it not move across the screen correctly. But
Yeah.
that always helps too by just cleaning them out.
Oh,
Makes
yeah.
it,
I always try to clean everything. I mean, my girlfriend helps me, but we always clean stuff. We always clean them out and everything, clean them out. And people are like, ooh, got some laptop the other day that was so, well, it needs a keyboard. It's an Acer. An Acer, I need, a keyboard because the person had spilled stuff and spilled something on it, but they didn't know what it was. And that it looked like they had spilled more. There was like sauce on the screen, and I don't know, the whole thing. But I got the keyboard off and it's like, oh man, this thing's dirty. I didn't think it was that dirty. Like, it didn't feel, and then it opened, took the keyboard off. I'm like, whoa, like dog hair. And it was like dog hair stuck in. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
I, I had a laptop come in today that the touchpad didn't work. I could only boot it into safe mode because it's infected, but then I haven't really got a chance to look at it yet. But the touchpad wasn't working, and he thought that it was working normally. So I don't know if maybe there's a touchpad driver that wasn't loading in safe mode, but I don't know. I think
they
there should be
usually
enough drivers to run
drivers. Yeah,
that.
they usually load. I mean, yeah, they usually load. Because the only thing the driver does is give you like the option to usually when you plug most of them that I've seen it's a Synaptics driver when you plug when you plug a USB mouse and you can have it shut off the touchpad, or when you unplug it, you know what I mean, that option in the driver. You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about? When you plug the
Yep.
USB, you can have it turn that off. But I think it should.
Right.
Maybe the little ribbon thing is maybe the little who knows little ribbon.
Yeah.
Stuff.
The guy who dropped it off made no made no implied of anything that had been taken apart before. So I don't know. Well, I could always, I suppose, load Ubuntu up on it too and see if the touchpad works then or something also.
Oh
Or
yeah,
load.
yeah, another distribution or there's another cool Linux distribution that I was messing around with called Fast. It was Fast Track. Oh, Backtrack. Yeah, Backtrack. But
Backtrack?
yeah, Backtrack. I think it's Backtrack 5. I think it's a wireless, lets you like view. I had a guy couple with some wireless access points that were like intermittently messing, like dropping out, and this thing will let you like know what channel it could scan. It's all it is a it's a scanner, and all it does is scan, like you let it sit there for a while, and it scans like all the channels on. And it told me that basically these channels were having interference with his phone system. It was like 9 and 11, and these weird channels on this, but it was like 4 or 5 different access points. And so, I mean, to figure out this thing, you let it run, and it will give you like reports. It tells you this is dropping this one on this channel. That was a pretty cool thing. I was researching it for a while, and one of some forum was like, use this.
So there's a program included with the distro of Backtrack Linux, or
Yep.
that's
It's from when I ran it and I had somebody help me with it. They click on it, it had like a whole wireless test and let it run, and it tested it ran like tests, and it ran through, and it tested the wireless. It told me that this gave me a whole rundown of what access point name was and the channels the channel that it was on, and it kept dropping. So I changed the channels of a couple of the access points to let it run again, and so far that was last week. Wednesday, I haven't heard anything. So I guess I changed all those channels around and let it run for another hour, and it seemed like everything was okay. But he had another phone system that was some cordless phones that were around, and I thought I haven't heard any problem with any of this, but who knows?
So you went into the router then and changed the channel that it was using to make it
to
not interfere?
to the access points themselves. You can go into the access points just like going to the router, but it's like going to these access points because they were mounted. You had to go into the access points, and I also he had all the router they weren't configured properly. They had all, I mean, it was all like one was 192.168. I made the numbers so I started it so it's 0.1 for the router, but then I made the access points 1. The 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 because it was like 10 dot something. It was all like mismatched, so I fixed all that, and it seems to be running a lot better. Some people it's supposedly his network guy, but obviously I guess he didn't do a good job. He called me. So, I mean,
that's cool. I'm gonna have to check out that distro. That'd be kind of neat to check out.
it's interesting. I mean, it's interesting. So, always looking at, I love I love reading stuff, looking at technology, and just I don't know, it's fascinating to me. Just all the stuff that's out there. I mean, it just seems to be like the last couple of years. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, myself, but the hobby and business. But it's amazing to me. Like the last couple of years, it seems like there's so many more things available. It's like amazing how many free things. And you used to have to. I mean, I still buy some programs here and there, but I mean, it's just amazing how many things are out there if you just look around.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of cool stuff. So, do you got anything else to talk about, or do you want to? We got like 3 emails or 4 emails tonight. If you want to start the emails, or if you have anything else you want to bring up.
Nah, I think are we doing good on time, or I mean,
we're almost an hour now. I did have a question for you though, Corey. You said you do some managed services. What was that program that you use for your console?
From sure.
It started with an S or something. Was it? I don't remember. I was trying to think of that the other day. That's all right. No big deal. We'll go into the mail.
All right. I think when I think about it, I'll.
Okay. Okay. You ready for emails?
Yep, I'm ready. Okay. I'm ready if you are. Oh, can you hear me better now? I didn't realize I was turned. Can you hear me better now? I didn't realize the chair turned around. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. Okay. So our first mail is from NEPC Repair, LLC. And this is from Rob Harris. Oh, NE. I know somebody else who's got like any PC repair, but it's ANY. This is the letter N, the letter E, PC repair in
Oh,
Omaha, Nebraska.
ah,
That's different. Okay, anyway, so Steve, I just wanted to send you a note to say thank you to you and everyone else in the Podnutz community, from current to past hosts to people in the forums. A few years ago, I started listening to you while I was in school taking classes on computer repair. I went on to get my A plus certification. Attaboy, Rob. Good job. And then soon after, purchased the Tech Site Builder and your laptop repair videos. Last year, I started a side business out of my home in order to earn some extra money and to gain some experience. My business keeps me busy and usually do a few jobs a week. This is all extra money that I was not intended to take the place of my 9 to 5 regular job. I work in a large retail store doing something completely different than the IT field. But my dream for the last few years was to get enough experience and knowledge to get into the IT department of the company I've worked for the past 23 years. I interviewed for a Solution Center Analyst 1 position, basically internal help desk, and was offered the position. I've learned so much from everyone in the Podnutz community. I just wanted to tell the newbies to stick with their dreams and they can accomplish anything. Take every opportunity to learn and share with others what you know. I have so much more to learn and I'm excited for my new adventure. Your hard work is more appreciated than you imagine. Thank you, Rob Harris, NEPC Repair LLC in Omaha, Nebraska. Well, thank you, Rob. That is a great story, man. And I'm glad that you got into the tech job there at work. That is so cool. I
that's
That sounds like a lot like how I started, man. I was kind of the same way, just beer money at first, man, 10 years
yeah.
ago. That was just a side job. And then actually the last place I actually worked for before I decided to do this full time, I also tried to get into their I applied actually as a tech and they hired me for another position and I stuck around for 3 years and I didn't see myself getting into being a tech there, so that's why I went on my own. But yeah, awesome, Rob. Good for
That's
you,
a good.
man.
That's a really good story. Yeah, people should stick with it. I mean, there's so much help. There's so much help out there. Most people are friendly, and with shows like this, I mean, this has been an invaluable resource. I mean, audio is such a great. You don't have to see. You don't have to see really a lot of the video. I mean, you just listen to it, and it's there for you consume at your leisure. You listen again and again if you didn't get something. And I mean, yeah, that's excellent. That's great. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, podcasts are nice, man. You can always go, like you said, you can go back and listen to it again, rewind real fast. I was always a tech radio, or not tech radio, but a talk radio listener, and then I guess like tech TV came along and the screensavers and stuff, and I really got into that. But even then, that was television, unless you had like a VCR or a DVR at that time to rewind it. You miss something, you miss it. But now, man,
Yeah, now, I mean, now it's amazing how many things you can find, and there's so many different opinions. Like, there's not one, like I was telling a friend the other day, he goes, "Oh, well, you can," I said, "There's not one way to fix," and that's the great thing about computers. I mean, there's so many different ways to fix one problem. I mean, either you have your way, I have my way, the guy down the road has his way. I mean, and none of them are wrong necessarily. That's what I was trying to get through. I said, none of these are wrong. They're just all different ways of looking at the same problem. I mean, nothing, that's definitely
true. Yeah, that's true. You're right there too. Yeah, well, good on you, Rob, man. Awesome. And yeah, keep listening, and if let us know how your tech job's going, and see if is it really what you thought it would be in there.
You can be on a pod. You can be on pod. You can get on a Podnutz show sometime.
Oh yeah, being a tech help like that, I'm sure you'll get some stories. And we'd love to hear them. Our next email's from Josh, and Josh Scoville says, "Hi, Steve. You may want to share this on Podnutz Daily. Just wanted to give a heads up on this disassembly I just did that took 2.5 hours to get the screen out. Wow.
Cool.
It's a compact Presario CQ57 that apparently was a hot Black Friday deal this past Christmas. Because I've worked on a couple of them, although this is the first screen issue, You know what? I think